Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Good day, viewers around the world. You are welcome to SSM Friday International Update. My name is Mark Godwin. I'm here with George Chuku. George, how are you?
Good morning, Mark Godwin, all the way from Canada, and viewers from around the world. Welcome to our Friday International News.
Nice. It's good to see you, George.
Yes.
I think the weather is now the weather is
coming down. You can see me wearing something a little different now. Yes.
Nice. Yes, you're welcome, George. So let's catch up news with what are some of the things happening in Africa. They say we should now go and learn some combat skills of defense. George, the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, is advising Nigerians to learn combat skills to protect themselves in the face of danger. So, taekwondo, karate, judo, all of these things is now part of what we should learn as we learn to drive, as we learn to swim. George, what's happening there? What's he trying to say?
It is so appalling that alternative truth has become a part of the day with the government in Nigeria. You're telling us General Christopher Musa says Nigeria should learn combat skills, just like driving or swimming, as a basic survival tool in today's insecure world. Now, you see, one of the major issues is talking about the world as a whole, but not the whole. The reason why he's talking about this is because of the insecurities in Nigeria. He believes that NYSC should play a bigger role, teaching unarmed combat and security awareness to young Nigerians. His message: the world is dangerous. Self-defense is no longer optional. It's essential. But the question is, okay, what are you actually doing in your own capacity as a security personnel in Nigerian apparatus when it comes to insecurity among our people? Are you teaching your own group how to be able to use a karate and or judo or whatever the case might be? There are reasons why this is so unacceptable, from especially coming from him, with the state of affairs in Nigeria, where they have been unable to stop all of this nonsense that is going on in our country with insecurity, which is affecting us economically and otherwise. Primary mandate I want to give the reason after our brother, welcome Olayinka Raji, my brother, without whom we are not strong enough, but with him we are strong as a group. Olayinka Raji, welcome.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Sorry, I'm late this morning.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yes, Raji, we are talking about the new is it advice that every Nigerian should learn combat skill for self-defense, according to the defense chief, Christopher Musa. So George was saying that what is he doing in his own part to protect the life of people? But somehow, to me, Raji and George, it's just what he's trying to say also is being ready. We should not just be there. Raji, tell us, what do you think? We should add karate, judo, taekwondo to learning, like we learn driving and all that.
Mm-hmm. Is this now that he's going to advise us? when people who are vigilantes have been disarmed
Mm-hmm.
to give a space for marauders to invade places where vigilantes have been disarmed. Is it now that he's telling us to defend ourselves? If he's failing his capacity to ensure security, don't let him pass the responsibility on to the people. But yet, I want to agree to some extent with him that it is now time for people to actually rise up and protect themselves. All these cases where when a village is attacked, all the villagers leave and give the marauders time to take over their villages. No, we should be able to rise up, and it starts from the local government, from the state government up to the federal government.
Mhm.
But the primary responsibility is with the state and local government. We cannot give all the security uh, responsibility onto the federal government. The country is too big for that.
I mean, let me come in
Mhm.
here. Because what we see, what we call this is passing the box. You know, your responsibility is to save the people of Nigeria constitutionally. The primary mandate of security forces, number one, the Nigerian constitution vests the responsibility of protecting lives and property in the armed forces, police, and security agencies, not untrained civilians. When these people that are coming to in this middle belt, they don't come with machetes, come with sticks and stones. They come with I'm talking about one of the best, military equipment to take over. They kill, they use arms to just massacre people. The kind of military equipment that they use, even Nigerian military forces don't have it. So the shifting this duty to citizens can be seen as an abdication of state responsibility. That's what I call it. Don't come out
Part
here
of it.
telling us, go and learn how to do judo. Somebody comes with a gun. When I raise up my hand to do this, they put me a bullet in my head. What happens then? I fall dead. What is that? And then also look at what is happening in our country. Look at all these security forces. The one that happened in Anambra, the one that was posted on our thing yesterday. Can you imagine with them slapping them the way they're slapping them and beating them and nakeding them? If they have all these type of skills, it's just one judo on the neck and the person will fall dead. So these are some of the things in a civil society. Yes, indeed. It is very important for us to privately learn our own how to protect ourselves if need be. But in most civil societies, they don't do that. Nobody thinks about, I don't think about going to learn how to do judo or karate here in Canada. 3 o'clock in the morning, I go home. 4 o'clock in the morning, I go home. So there are no, that like abdication of responsibility is really, really uncalled for. And he should check himself as a military officer who is appointed by the Constitution of Nigeria to protect the lives and the properties of people. Talking about, so what you say, let me go to sleep then while we go and learn how to do judo and karate. Unacceptable. I don't believe in that.
All right, George. Thank you very much. Yes, George, you highlighted on something. These terrorists come with armed machines, sophisticated weapons, heavy
AK-47.
warfare instruments, and you're telling us to go learn how to do judo to face these men. I mean, like the picture of that late head of a clan. That see them with their
You look at the kind of,
AK-47s.
yes.
Yes, and you don't face this kind of people with judo. You don't face them with karate. You don't face them with any of that. You have to come hard too if you have to face them. So I think his statements are not too.
It's not
They are
encouraging
not.
at all. They're not encouraging.
He could only be taken as he's alerting us to wake up to the reality of the on ground, the present
Yes,
situation of things.
you
And
know what? You know
right.
what?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Now, improper training can create insecurity rather than curb it. Okay, strengthening institutions, not civilian militias. The emphasis should be on equipping security agencies with better training, intelligence, equipment, and welfare packages to perform their duties. Citizens should be empowered through awareness and reporting systems and not combat training. That's not what we are paying taxes for. For these security officers, so they can go to sleep and we learn how to do judo. And then,
Yes, and if we could, if we could be told to hold a train for anything, it is trained to shoot guns, license guns, give people rights. Yes, that's what it is. Don't
that's
you
what
think so?
it is.
Yes, Raji, what do you say?
Yes,
it's high time
because
looking.
you see, because even when there have been some sort of fight back from vigilantes, as happened in Uromi, for instance, immediately those vigilantes were disarmed. So what is it telling us? Yes, it has happened even in the whole of the Middle Belt, where there was a call for anybody who has arms to submit to the authority. And after they have submitted, the next week they were all invaded.
You see.
So is there some collusion between the state and the rampaging marauders and aliens, especially aliens who came from outside the country, some of whom were being paid to stop killing Nigerians?
That's a big one. That is a huge one.
So viewers, we are talking about. Yes, so, we are talking about the. Yes, sorry, George. Let's help bring some of our viewers to what we're saying. We're talking about the new, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, that has advised Nigerians to go learn combat skills to protect themselves in the face of danger. And George are giving their take on it. Yes, George, you're going to say something. But before you say that, I want to add that people are actually taking classes in judo and taekwondo and karate. Yes, a lot of gym houses have those facilities too, those training. Boxing.
My daughter did even in primary school. My daughter did even in primary school, and we were taught even in the when we were in the Boy Scouts, when the Boys Brigade, when we the young pioneers in Ghana. Yes.
Okay.
It's not now that you
pioneers in Ghana. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Let's also add our diva Bidi Nana. Bidi is here with us. Bidi, you're welcome to Friday.
Good morning, everyone. Saraji, Sir George, our viewers all around the world. Nice to have you here today.
Good morning.
You look good.
Our pink lady, pink lady, beautiful pink lady.
Yeah.
The pink diva.
We hear you. We can hear you, Bidi.
We can hear you.
Yes. Anyway, so yes, you were saying something, Raji. That you people had those training in those days in school. Yes, I also had similar training. We had training where we were taught some of these basic self-defense, and but you don't want to learn this to face some hardcore terrorists. I mean, it's just for your own self-defense. You know. Go ahead, Raji. Go ahead.
No. Even in villages, traditionally you learn how Jakadi and all those things. So I don't understand what he's saying at this time. But the chief of Sir George had pointed that just a declaration of his inability to fulfill a simple constitutional requirement of his office.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. Also, let's look at some of what he said. Yesterday, actually, the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, had a press outing where he made a lot of comments. And when such person makes those comments, we don't just let it fly by. Now, he said something serious again, gentlemen. He said, our terrorists in Nigeria are using gold to fund their operation. They are using gold. He said there's a complex network, including international connection, and that whole thing wraps around gold dealing. So,
where are they getting it from? Where are they getting the gold from?
okay.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tell us, where do you think they could be getting it from, G?
Illegal mining, which is supported by the security people themselves. They are guided by into those illegal mining sites. Most of them are actually they may be locals or they may be even aliens, but they have free will. They have free access to all these things, and they are guided. Sometimes they are guided by even our internal security officers. Yes.
So what this means is that yes, go ahead, George. Go ahead.
He also added that the legal hurdles and cross-border links make it difficult. How he gets all these important, security details and security information, and yet they are lacking in their ability to bring these people to order. I don't understand it. Local terror groups employ individuals, provide motorcycles and small jobs, then collect daily remittances into secret accounts. Most of the time, the banks are involved in some of these things. How is it that when you're paying, sometimes you're paying this
ransom
people the money? Can you imagine that? Even some of these people.
Let's hear BD now. BD, you are welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Saraji Sir George, massive our viewers all around the world. Nice to be here today. I'm sorry my audio was having a little challenge then.
Okay, it's okay. Yes. So BD, we started with the situation back home, where you are now told to go and learn karate, judo. I hope you've had some classes too, so that you can defend yourself against Boko Haram.
My dear, it's a horrible situation that we found ourselves in. That the people who are supposed to defend us is actually telling us we should learn one combat so that we can be able to defend ourselves. Say, oh, why are you saying that? This is where we have gotten to. That a military chief will come to national television, open his mouth and telling Nigerians to learn one skill of combat so that you'll be able to defend yourself. And this is not coming so. Early this year, DG DSS said so that Nigerians should learn to defend themselves, that they should come up in groups and defend themselves. And he even gave an example of Bauchi people, how the herdsmen, the Boko Haram were always attacking them, killing them. But when they came together and attacked them, that it stops. That's where we have gotten to. Now, the problem is this. In Nigeria, when you defend yourself, when you attack these people, the Nigerian government will come arrest you.
Yes,
I'll tell you, there are a lot of Nigerians in detention, some waiting trial. And what is their crime? It's because they attacked the Boko Haram, they attacked the herdsmen who came to attack them. Nigerian government will be quick to take you up, charge you to court immediately, and sentence you just because you defended yourself. Now they are coming out to tell Nigerians that they should defend themselves. That's okay, it's not a problem. We have heard it. This is not the first time we are hearing it. But they should tell us why they should still arrest Nigerians who defend themselves, because it's still happening. So that's one they should, because it looks too political. It's a Sankofa statement, because you are asking me to defend myself, and I'll stand up to defend myself. You still arrest me, charging me for defending myself, for being on self-defense. So you see, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't add up at all, my dear. Thank you very much for that.
There's a case. Sorry. There's a case in Adamawa that went to the Supreme Court. The man was on his farm and was attacked by a herdsman. He was almost killed. He was able to disarm the herdsman and kill the herdsman. He was arrested for murder. The case went from the magistrate court up to the Supreme Court, and the
Can you
Supreme
imagine?
Court affirmed the death penalty that was uh, 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 given to him. The man is awaiting sentence now. He has been sentenced to death.
Are you kidding
No,
me?
yes,
Oh,
there was a
come on.
large hue and cry, but no,
Wow.
Yeah, it's very
we have
common in
seen
Wow.
Nigeria.
cases where as BD has mentioned, I had mentioned before, where the people who have armed themselves to defend themselves have been disarmed after they have faithfully repelled the attack, only for them to be disarmed and for the attackers to come back later to overrun their villages.
Can you imagine?
Do you know that a DPO was discharged in Nigeria for arresting a herdsman? A DPO.
Yes.
See, it is a known secret in Nigeria. DPO don't arrest herdsmen. With all these things they are doing, if you arrest a herdsman, Nigerian government will frown at you. A DPO in this country was discharged. What was his crime? Because he arrested a herdsman. So you see, it's a hypocritical system of government. Defend yourself, but when you defend yourself, they come after you. Who is deceiving who?
And on top of that, they defend it. They are saying it's funny compared to the opposition, the enemy they want you to face off with. I mean, how do you do taekwondo with somebody that is coming with an assault gun,
AK-47?
Let's break down this thing, that because sometimes let's break it down a little bit. This man is coming out and telling us that all these through intelligence gathering, that these people are now moving their money and paying each other through gold. Okay. It's intelligence, but why is intelligence isn't translating into effective action? It's because he's supposed to be using that intelligence to defend the Nigerian citizens. But the problem now is there are operational gaps and resource constraints. Because number one, we cry. Is the federal government equipping these people with adequate arms to combat with these, terrorist groups? I don't think so. Because even recently, most recently, the arms that we are getting from the US, it's not even to combat them locally. It is in the air defense and all those type of things, as if we're going to war against another nation.
Sir George, before you go too far, let me tell you, you mentioned that there are gaps, but it's not a resource gap. Let me tell you, it's an operational gap. Maybe it's something that has been put in place so that you cannot arm yourself against marauders. If you arm yourself even with bow and arrow, the federal government through its agencies will disarm you. So it is not as if it's not as if no
question.
It's not as if there's a resource gap. No, there isn't.
Okay.
There's a basic intent, which seems to be that those marauders will have to be protected against the indigenous people for an agenda. And that agenda is
so what we are saying
I
now.
totally agree with Saraji. That's the basic intent.
Okay, so
there's no lack of resources.
Which means
there's no lack of resources.
Some security operations are undermined by internal sabotage then from the military themselves or collusion with criminal financiers.
Well, there may be some sabotage. There may be some sabotage, yes, but then there's also that basic intent. There's an intention, and that intention is to take land.
I totally disagree on sabotage. I totally disagree on sabotage. There's an intent by the federal government not to fight insecurity in Nigeria. Now we're not talking about lack of resources.
Hold on. Bidi. Biddy, hold on. Let me ask you
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
If you are saying this, we have a Western Nigerian president who is a strong man in all ramifications of it. Tinubu is not a weak man, he's not a pushover. So you are telling me that the president of Nigeria will be there and somebody will come with arms to kill you, and then you defend yourself, and somehow, somewhere, you will be charged to court, put in prison, and sentenced to death for defending yourself?
Now,
Something is
Sir
wrong somewhere.
Sir George, let me
Something
tell
is
you this.
wrong.
Let me tell you this. It was excuse me, please. It was so rampant during Buhari's time, and it was hoped that by the time Tinubu comes in, this thing will stop. But Tinubu has been in now for 2 years. We are still having more and more IDP camps set up. By the end of the 2 years, I believe that there shouldn't have been any case of insecurity, of people being displaced from their homelands and farmlands to languish in the IDP camps. No, not after 2 years of Tinubu's administration. Therefore, there's something wrong. Recently, there was a meeting of the Middle Belt people, especially in Plateau, which is seriously under assault.
Attack.
But yes, because they are changing the demographics of Plateau State, where the Fulani people are claiming indigenship in Plateau State. How can there be indigenous in Plateau State? Indigenship in Plateau State.
Now,
So there was a
Sir
meeting
George,
of Middle
let me
Belt
answer your
people,
question.
Hold on.
and inside that meeting were a lot of Fulani people who were claiming indigenship with the Plateau people. That meeting didn't hold, because how can you hold meeting with your aggressors?
Now, Sir George, let me answer your question. Let me answer your questions. You asked, I said, is an intent. How can presidents know that somebody was defending themselves and they arrest them? Now, let me start from the top. Last year, not up to 1 year, when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office, that cry came from Zamfara government house. The Zamfara government arrested some gunmen, arrested them and sent them to prison. The call came from Asorok, and that was what shocked Nigeria, that he should release them. He refused.
Yes, we had that here. Yeah,
and the threat from Asorok was too much. He came out, governor, he came out crying that he arrested some herdsmen and mandating him to release them from Asorok. Now, as I'm telling you, it was not a Fulani man sitting at that Asorok. It wasn't an Hausa man, it's a Westerner. You claim a strong man. Do you understand? So that's why I tell you, it's more of intent than sabotage. Now, let me tell you, about 19.7 trillion naira has been spent on insecurity in Nigeria lately. Just last year, 2024, they gave them 1 trillion naira disbursement for insecurity. So it's not lack of resource. It's an intent. If I should go with Saraji, they know what they are doing. And it's only them that know the kind of agreement they have entered into. Why they are finding it difficult to fight this insecurity. Why they are fighting their people who are fighting to live their life. So it's them that should tell us. It's more of intent, not lack of resource.
So it's a deliberate act.
So, gentlemen,
hold tight. I know we're running late.
I want us to go on a small break.
Yes, before we go
we're
there.
coming on. This is a serious discussion we're having. So we're going to come back on this, but let's do this short break. And it's nice we have BD opening up a lot of things. Viewers, you're listening to Friday edition of SSM International Update. You've been hearing some real deep info on security, on what's happening with the terrorists and all of that. And we're coming back to say more of this. So stay tuned. Thank you, guys.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
A year ago, I wrote a book titled The Final Solution, and I was trying to say to the rest of the world that there are challenges ahead. Now, a prophecy did come, and that prophecy is coming to pass. But I'm telling you, the final solution has been found many years ago in the Bible, because the Bible simply says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to the people. So I want you to know that you can get solutions to problems in Ukraine, in Russia, in Nigeria, indeed all parts of the world. We need that solution, and the solution is straightforward. Please get a copy of my book. It's the Final Solution by Bishop Schengen Johnson, and you can find it in Kindle, in Amazon. Just type Bishop Schengen Johnson, The Final Solution. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget the final solution.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and our home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
All right, gentlemen. All right, George, Raji, and Adiva. Thank you guys. Viewers, we're back. We're talking about the outing of the chief of the staff with the press yesterday, and he said so much. We're analyzing those things. Now, one of what he said again, gentlemen, is that he said the road to one that hinders them in response to the attack is the bad road that leads to where those terrorists are. So, like John would say, why is this man telling us things that the government should handle? And he's saying it to us as if it is our own concern to do. Let me begin with, let's start with BD. Bad road to link to the bad road. He said bad road dampens intervention for troops to move into those a terrorist zone. So, when they devise means of getting there, I mean, it mustn't be road. They have troopers, they have helicopters, they have all of these things. Tell us, what do you think?
Yeah, that was one of the things he said. Now, look at what, do you know, General Musa is when it comes to security, that man should be the number one before even our president. Do you understand? If there is insecurity in this country and that man stands to speak, every Nigerian will have a peace of mind. Now he's coming to give you all these things. All these things he's talking about, it is the duty of the federal government, not the duty of individual. Now they talked about road. We all know that the kind of money the Nigerian government has spent on road construction from Buhari government, we know the kind of money they wasted, and we did not see any road. They keep telling us the amount of money they are putting in the road. Now, when you talk about road, if Nigerian government actually want to fight this insecurity, I'm still coming to that instance, Sarah East. If you see the kind of checkpoints in the southeast, if you see the kind of military presence, police presence in the southeast, you will ask yourself, what is happening here? And that is why people keep accusing the Nigerian government of the problem in the southeast. With the presence of the military, there are the people bringing that problem. Now, if actually the Nigerian government want to fight this insecurity, they should take this personnel to all those places that he talked about road, because of the truth, most of these herdsmen, most of these gunmen, most of these Boko Haram, they attack with bicycles, and that's why I see them
motorcycles.
Yes, motorcycles. They attack with motorcycles, and if you see the number of motorcycles these people come and the hours they spend, and the military don't intervene, police don't come, these people will operate smoothly for hours. They will leave before the military or the police will come. Then you now start asking them, where were they when they were operating? Yes, road is part of it. But Nigerian government don't want to do it, because if they want to do anything, they will do it. The way they position all these military men, policemen in the southeast, they can actually position them in prompt areas. Because when you talk about attack now in Nigeria, in the north, we know the prompt areas. Do you understand? Federal government knows it. I just talk about intelligence. They know. They should position all these military personnel in those front areas. All the police no, they will not use them. They will send them to southeast.
The peaceful environment.
A peaceful environment, and
thank you, David.
In those areas.
So, Raji, the talk of turning gold, using gold to run business, is it not funny that gold is in Zamfara? They are mining our gold. These are joint mineral as a country, a sovereign country, and they are the one controlling it. They are the one distributing and making it, turning it and using it for their own purpose. Raji, how do you make sense of all of this?
You see, I'll find it difficult to believe that a sane and sensible person will go and dig for gold only for him to use it to cause insecurity. I mean, what's the point? There must be something wrong. I do not think that they are using the gold to arm themselves. I think what they are doing is that they are causing security in those areas so that they can have access to the gold, and then they can use it to get money for themselves. And whatever they are doing, I don't think that anybody, talking from my own point of view, if I have a source of gold, I will not go to dig for it and then use it to buy arms to cause insecurity in the area where I'm digging for gold.
That's your own opinion. It's interesting. George, do you agree with George?
Listen, one thing is this: failure finds excuses, success finds a way. That's what General Musa needs to understand, because what we are seeing here is this. Since from listening to both of you, this is nothing but a deliberate act to become subservient to a group of controlling every resource from the north. That's exactly, speak truth to power. The only reason why this is happening is simply because the people, the cattle rearers and all those things are Fulani people. That's the only reason why this is happening. And they are still controlling the government from underground. President Tinubu could not be able to exercise his executive power to stop this nonsense that is going on in our country. Come on. How is that even possible? We know what is happening with that particular mineral called californium. We know what is happening with gold. We know what is the reason why Boko Haram is, Sambisa forest and all those things. We know all these things, and yet anything. The same way the oil is in River State and all those areas, the same way that gold belongs to the whole entire nation, but it's being controlled. We don't hear anything about gold being sold in the international market to increase our GDP. Why is that? Why are the minerals in the northern part of Nigeria belonging to the state and being controlled by the state? Why the oil in the south is being controlled by the federal government? No, these are the things we need to really cough.
Enough is enough.
People are dying every day of hunger. People
Yes,
are dying. Roads are being destroyed. Look at what is happening in our own country. Mr. President, with all due respect, sir, rise up to your own power and stop some of these things that are happening. You telling the people to come back?
Yes, we'll come to that. We'll come to that, George. Let me summary. Tell us.
I wanted to answer Saraji gold issue. Then Sir George now brought in where I want to come in. You see, Saraji, the problem in that gold in the north is that you see what is happening in the northern part of Nigeria. The north elites are the part of that problem. Now, the gold, you know why that problem is? You're asking that why would they want the gold and use it to kill themselves? Why they want is that the gold in the north that's supposed to be the country's resources, some group of people have hijacked it to themselves. That resources is one of the problems that is happening in the north. Those resources, they have negotiated with some certain group of people, some in the Western, who they are selling it to. And those are the part of the reason why those people will come into those communities and they will put unrest in such communities, in such villages, to displace those people so that they will leave and they start harvesting those mineral resources. I gave the example, I have villages in Jos. When you go, they displace them. You expect that when you go there, those places will be overgrown with weeds. But no, by when you go there, you see our military personnel guiding them with big equipment. So you see where the intent is coming in. Are you telling me that our government are not aware of those things? They are aware. There are cartels. Do you understand? Who are benefiting from those resources and who are even paying their dues to your federal government? That's why federal government cannot stop them. So some of those resources in the north are made problem for them in that places. So it's being harnessed by some group of people. Like I just said, in the West, all the oil in the West belongs to Nigeria, but all the resources in the north belong to the Northerners. They don't want to make it a national resource.
All right, thank you very much.
That's where it's coming from.
Yes, thank you very much, gentlemen.
There's a simple explanation for that. You see, if for a long time they kept on drawing maps that make it difficult for oil to be found in Western region, which is a majority population area. Oil is found mainly in the minority areas. If oil has been found anywhere else where the majority ethnicity inhabit, it should have been a different thing. because it is found in the minority areas. Now, gold is found in the majority area, Hausa areas, so they hold on to it. While at the same time, they are greedily sharing with the minority people the resources of their own land and devastating their environment and not give them any development.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Gentlemen, very intense discussion now.
Yeah.
George just highlighted one of the things we were about to say. Our president, Tinubu, while in Tokyo, Japan, he's telling the Nigerians diaspora to come back home. He said, return home. Nigeria is on the rise again. Very interesting word. George, will you go back home any moment from now? Are you picking your bags? Because the president said, time to come back home. The country is looking good. George, be honest. So,
see, to be very frank with you, some of these statements we make, we don't make it to the people that are concerned. We make it to look good. And these are what you call political statements that carries no weight whatsoever. President Tinubu at a meeting in Japan has called Nigerians abroad to return home and contribute to the nation's renewal. State economy exist where? Where does those opportunities exist, Mr. President? I do love you and I do support you, but I'm asking a question, sir. Where does those opportunities exist? Government officials and business leaders, back the president, highlighting bold reforms that are attracting foreign investment and accelerating technology transfer into the country. Because I have people in Nigeria, all my colleagues, Bidi and Olaikara, they are all in Nigeria. These resources you are talking about, sir, they are nowhere to be found. Are they in the spirit?
You don't want to come and shine, sir, George. Can't you see how me and Raji is shining?
I think there's a certain agreement in government not to say the truth. Not to say the truth to the people.
That's life.
You're right.
Just suffer back home right now as it was before. Life is tougher back home. Many are worried about the same old problem, like finding a good job, dealing with inflation, and the general cost of living is out of hand. Up until now, the common man, the middle class and the lower class are dying daily without any statistical report on these deaths.
Where are the opportunities? Where are the foreign investors?
Sir George, a president is called T-Pain, and he drives joy. Not just him. There's this mindset of an African man or a Nigerian that they believe that if you're not going through, if something is not difficult for you, you will not know the importance. Nigerians have that mentality. So he wants more Nigerians to come back and experience this pain. That's just it for me.
Because the question was, I was asked a question. So my question is this: then there are the infrastructure situation. This we take for granted. Let me finish.
I've answered you. I don't know what anyone. I've answered you. Come and experience the pain.
Let me finish. The things are, okay, steady electricity, good roads, reliable healthcare are still challenges in Nigeria. And you want me to come to do what? To fly back to
Let me give you one example, sir. Let me give you guys one example. When the road is being made, especially inside town, where there's a lot of traffic, the contractor will ensure that the people go through pain so that they realize that work is being done. They can never do something that they should have done. They should have done overnight. They'll do it in the middle of the day when they know that people are moving around, and then they will so inconvenience you, so that eventually when you get the road, you'll be going on that road with vengeance. this way that gave me so much problem. You know, so it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting because you have to really, break it down. As me living in Canada as a diasporian,
There's
we
nothing
can't
to
ignore
break down.
the safety concerns. For many, concerns about personal security, political instability in Nigeria are the biggest reasons why many of us are still outside. If we have security and political stability, and without all this inflation, you don't know what you put your money there. Tomorrow, inflation will come and suck it all up. I mean, these are things intangible.
Okay. Thank you, John. That needs to be highlighted. But listen to this, guys.
They just want you to come and experience the pain. The pain is meant for.
Interestingly,
come and experience it. That's all.
Okay. Interestingly, there are 2,700 different companies, foreign companies in Nigeria as we speak, that are still more companies that are still planning to come, even in this harsh condition. So really? Yes, the numbers.
Really?
So what we're saying is this: yes, it's not too stable, but what he's saying also that we could add to the progress, to the development. Don't wait until it's built, then you come back home.
Just 2 weeks ago, more than 576 billion naira worth of foreign investors left this country. So who are those coming in?
Propaganda.
I bring you out.
Believe this government to your own peril. Believe this government to your own peril. Those are propaganda, massive mark. No company wants to come. That number they are giving to you.
No, it's not.
Telling you, trust.
It's not. Nobody's giving me a number. I am doing my research behind the scene. From Germany, from Europe, a lot of companies are presently still in Nigeria, striving, and a lot of Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians in the United States and in Canada, George, are going back home, and they are telling their fellow Nigerians to come back. That is, the doors are open for business.
Let me answer you. Let me answer your question, massive man. See, that's your number. It's incorrect. Now, the kind of companies you see in Nigeria now, most companies you see in Nigeria are mainly Japanese. These people, they are working in Nigeria and they are sending their money straight to their country. You pay a Japanese man, you're not paying him or her in Naira, you're paying him in Japanese or India currency, and it goes straight to their country. There's people like here with just little assistance they are bringing to the Nigeria, but they are sapping Nigerian government straight. Do you understand? So all those things you said you're reading or you're making up, I'm a media person, I know that make up social media.
Don't trash my statement out. Embassies here having these summits with Nigeria. No,
please name a few of these companies.
You need to understand that what I'm doing is an overall view. Okay, I'm going to bring numbers. We'll see numbers. You'll be shocked when you see numbers. We don't play.
No, not numbers. Names.
No, listen. There are more as this week. 13 Chinese companies came back in Nigeria just this week. I'm going to bring you their names.
Which company?
I just said Canada. 49 Nigerians just left Canada to go back to Nigeria and open businesses, and they are the one doing videos. I have videos. They are the one doing videos that Nigeria is open for business. Nigerians in diaspora begin to come back home. So now let's not trash the president's statement. When I talk, we don't make any way. Now, what our president is also saying, because he was speaking to a group of business people in Japan, what he's also saying, come and add to the progress. Don't wait until it's done, then you come in. Come and help. If it is the electricity, the road, come with your constructors, your fellow partners, and let's do together as Nigerians. Let's keep that now. Please let's not go into the story. I'll send you all in the chat group, and maybe next week I'll bring the facts and details and everything that I have said. You know, we don't play. We don't.
Can I say something to this?
So let's go to time actually. I wanted us to finish the talk, but you want us to be stressful. Go ahead, BD. Go ahead.
See,
Go ahead.
I'm not doubting in totality to what you're saying, but there's what they call body language. Do you understand? Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office, and like you said, a lot of people felt, oh, he's a strong man. He will weather some things. He will say no to some certain things so that things will walk away. That was the intention, or the people felt. But along the line, he relaxed. And what did he do? Most companies, the number of companies that left Nigeria within these 2 years, we are like more than the ones who left within Buhari. And not only that, Nigeria, I'm in the business sector in Nigeria. Many companies are closing down. And one of the reasons they are closing down is multiple taxation. The tax, the way they are taxing Nigerian companies now, many companies are closing down.
Let's not market Nigeria here. It's okay. I want us to. You know what we do? You know what we do? I might begin to bring in some of the Nigerians that have gone back home. In fact, my friend here in the UK just back home to open up a piggery. And he's saying, yes, he says it's beautiful that it is going well. So it's okay. Let the market. This is the network. The network. No, let's listen. It's the network of the network. But listen, don't bring it to the minimal. It's okay, please. Let's wrap it up with news coming from Middle East. Israel says will begin arrangement back to release hostages. The talk on hostages, right? I see you always give us update on that. What's that plan? Israel wants to free all hostages.
Whatever happened from October 7th was a planned thing for the Israelis and the Zionists and this evil man, Netanyahu, to kick in a final solution. There's hardly any building standing in the whole of Gaza. In the whole of the Gaza. At the moment, buried under the rubble are hundreds of thousands of children, adults, human beings who have been buried under the rubble of the city once known as Gaza. Now, if it were only about Hamas, look at what is happening in the West Bank. In the West Bank, Palestinians from their homes and taking over their homes, worse than what is being done in Plateau State in Nigeria. Physically removing them from their homes and taking over them, so that by now the whole of the West Bank has been fragmented. The West Bank had nothing to do with Hamas, so there was no reason. If indeed they were interested in the hostages, there wouldn't have been that level of devastation across the whole of Gaza. The whole of Gaza has been razed down. The amount of bombs that were rained on Gaza is more than the amount of bombs that the United States rained on Vietnam in 8 or 10 years of war.
George, do you agree with what?
Okay. Netanyahu says negotiations will begin, to free all remaining hostages, but only on terms acceptable to Israel. That's number one. Despite a proposed 60-day ceasefire by Hamas and mediators. Okay? Listen to this. Netanyahu has approved plans for a major assault on Gaza City to defeat Hamas. That's two. The conflict has already claimed over 62,000 lives in Gaza, with international calls for restraint on Israel, prepares, and they're still preparing for massive offense. You see, sometimes you see this alternative truth that we talk about. Sometimes we go too far, sometimes we have to be in the middle. You see, enough is enough. Okay? Okay, from my own point of view, first, his stance on ceasefire deals keeps shifting. He's not steady. And the reason who is giving him that power is from North America. One moment he talks about
Yes.
negotiations, the next he rejects the proposals outright. He feels like it's just political posturing, trying to buy time. Then there is a mixed messaging. How do you talk about peace? Do peace talks while approving a massive assault on Gaza City, and more children will die, more children will die, more children will die, and elderlies will die. So, looking at history, his conditions, like total disarmament of Hamas and full Israeli control over Gaza, make it clear he's leaning more towards military dominance than genuine compromise. He's not. We need to call the truth to power. This needs to stop. Enough is enough. I don't know why the
You
international world
know,
is enough to stop this man from
you
this
know.
madness that is wiping away generations of people.
All right, George. Thank you very
I
much.
think
BD, I don't know
I
if you
think the
have
major
something to say
I
about.
think
Mhm.
the major problem I see here is Western interference. That's just my own. That's just my own. And
That's just it.
I
Yes,
think
yes.
that's just it.
That's very true. That's very
But
true. Before
it's
we
not
continue,
when we
let
talk
us
about hold on.
acknowledge
When we talk about
George.
Western, let's make
George,
sure that we understand
let's
we are talking about United States of America. Canada is not included because Canada has already
Mhm,
agreed that under some terms that they will support
mhm.
two-state solution. And many European
Yes,
countries are
Canada.
doing the same.
Canada is going with two-state solution. That's very true.
Yes.
Okay. Let's. You see, gentlemen, I want you to understand that crowd join us. So when I interject, allow me so that we can carry along those that are with us.
Mhm.
Coming from Ghana is somebody, a viewer, one of our viewers, special viewer, Minister Catherine, and she says, "Well done." Thank you very much, Catherine. Um, we don't know which of the news interests you, but you could also give us updates from Ghana. We had what's happening with the entertainer Shatwale being arrested, and we also had he's been released. If you have any more story on that, you can let us know. Something to do with him and the financial body, financial officers. All right, gentlemen. It's been beautiful. We've been here today. Viewers, Friday update on international news. George from Toronto, Canada, Raji from Lagos, Nigeria, and the Diva BD from Lagos. So I don't know what you guys have to wrap it up with. Is there anything that you might want to say? A few minutes, few seconds before we go.
No, just to wish
BD,
our loyal viewers a very, very awesome, amazing weekend ahead. Be peace, be
yeah.
peaceful, smile at your neighbor, give a hug to the next person.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's
it's
nice.
been a
Go ahead,
me.
Didi.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful day out here talking about things that concerns each and every one of us. Nice having you today. Join us again next week. One love.
Mhm. Thank you, Georgie.
Yeah, speaking the truth to power. Number one, I think that Nigeria, some of the things that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, some of the plans that he's been, instituting and putting together, I believe that I'm seeing a little bit of trickles of success towards that. Although they're overextending and making it bigger than what it is, but I believe that many of these plans and many of these strategies that he's putting together is bringing a little hope, genuine hope to some people, not all people yet. But I just want to say that I continue to pray for him. and to continue to pray for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that their wisdom will be given to our leaders. Corruption will be eradicated so that we can go to that place where we are supposed to be as the giant of Africa. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria and bless our government and ensure that exposure to corruption will become a thing of every day and eradicate it completely so that our country will be the giant that it's supposed to be, so we can take our place in the world stage as we're supposed to. Have a wonderful weekend, y'all.
Take our place in the world stage as we are supposed to. Thank you, George. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. It's been a beautiful week. We enter into another week next time, and I hope to see you all. So enjoy your weekend, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.